Hello, it is April 8th, 2025, and yesterday I power read Tik-Tok of Oz, and it was better than the previous book. So this is the eighth book in the series, and I'm going to read all 15 in the box set, the Wizard of Oz collection. So I'm going to show you that as I have in all my other videos. There's the books, and it's got beautiful artwork on the side, the back. You get the picture. Anyway, the last book didn't have a heck of a lot of a script. This one had more of a script. I found myself laughing several times at this book, and I want to give you a ridiculous summary of keywords that won't tell you the story, perhaps, but it'll give you an idea of how creative the author was in this. So they took a ocean journey, got into trouble, and then they used the love magnet to help themselves out. And they eventually went down a slimy tunnel to reach the naughty gnome and the titty hoochie. I mean, the titty tea hoochoo. That's what it's called. Sounds like a risque movie, perhaps. Anyway, it's not that exciting. It's interesting because the journey to the center of the earth thing that started in the 1800s with H.G. Wells is kind of revisited in this book. This is a second book now where they go to the center of the earth. And this time was a little bit different. They had to go through a tunnel. It had a dragon in it, and it had a usual overdoing it of numbers of funny names and characters. There was a minimal script, but not a lot of script. So I read something interesting about this book when it came out. There was a lot of people that were buying still The Wonderful Wizard of Oz for 35 cents, and this one costs like $1.15 or $1.25, and nobody bought it. People were still buying the original book, and they kept sliding as far as the book sales down the list. And I mean, in general, like I said in the last few, it seems like the author was disinterested. He actually tried to end the series earlier, and people basically wouldn't let him. And I think the publishers were trying to milk it for all it was worth. And it's a little bit disappointing because you can feel that. And when people think of this Oz series, I mean, after L. Frank Baum passed, he wrote, not he wrote, but other people wrote many more books related to Oz. And you can wiki that, books about the Land of Oz or Wizard of Oz. And I mean, there's gobs and gobs of them. And of course, Wicked, the most probably modern iteration, there's a trilogy of those books. And I think most people don't even realize that it's just, they think it's just a play, but it's actually a book series too. That said, if you were to compare this to something of our more recent days, it'd have to be said that this is like the Harry Potter series kind of thing, except for this isn't as good. It's like I said, it's entertaining, this book, but it's not great. Out of the whole series of 8 books I've read so far, I really liked book 3, perhaps the best. And book 1 was pretty good because it was so weird. The rest of them were just kind of similar, whereas they were more about characters than plot. And it's getting more that way as you go down the line. But I'm in it neck deep now. I'm going to finish the whole series. So the next up, I did not like the Patchwork Girl of Oz, which was the previous one. This one, the interesting thing about Tik-Tok of Oz is he's in the book, but it's not about Tik-Tok. So I hope that changes a little bit, because the next book is The Scarecrow of Oz, and then Rinky Tink of Oz, Lost Princess of Oz, The Tin Woodman of Oz, The Magic of Oz, Glinda of Oz, and then the last one in this box set, the 15th, was not written by L. Frank Baum. It was passed off as one of his, but it was written by somebody else in actuality. It was written by, who's her name? It was a lady, Ruth Plumley Thompson. And I think she wrote several more after he passed, but they only included this first one of hers in this set. So it'll be interesting to see how the series changes when I get to the 15th book. That said, there's too many Wizard of Oz books to read, and I don't know past this collection what would be the best of them. If perhaps Wicked would be up there, I don't know. I saw the play in Hollywood a few years ago, and it was good, but to me it was more about special effects than anything. So yeah, I guess I'll be on to the next one. I'm currently also reading Captain Bligh's Mutiny on the Bounty, not Mutiny on the Bounty Mutiny, and it's very good. I read 75 pages this morning, and that'll be probably the next up book review I do, and then followed by Tortilla Flat by Steinbeck, which that one, well, I don't want to taint it before I get to it, but out of these three that I'm reading concurrently or have read concurrently, the Bounty Mutiny is the best one of the three, and it's historical account of what happened rather than a fictional account. So then they also did the Mutiny on the Bounty, which was a fictionalized account of it. So I'm probably going to read that too, because Bligh disputes the way he was characterized in pop culture in this writing. So anyway, that's what I got right now. On to book number 9, which is The Scarecrow of Oz.